Hello, everyone. Welcome to another horrific chat. This is a wee bit different from what I normally do, but it was a pretty horrifying experience. And yeah, so for those of you living under a rock, Horrific Tales Volume 1 is out. So I've been thinking of ways of basically how can I get this into people's hands? How can I get the word out? How can I use social media, not just spinning wheels, but also I don't want to be one of those arseholes that every time I do a video, oh, please buy the thing, please buy the thing, please buy the thing. When I'm on here doing a movie review, doing a interview, playing a game, that's what I want to be on. If that makes sense, I don't want to be here begging of my current viewers. I hope that makes sense. I see that a lot with YouTube and social media, and it's really nauseating. And I'm very conscious of not being that person. Also, do you know that people have sponsored ads and stuff, and they'll stop midstream and go, "And now we're from our sponsors." Blah 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 blah. I don't want to be one of them people. However, since December, if you aren't aware, Horrific Publishing came into being. We released our first anthology. We're roughly about, believe it or not, less than 6 weeks away from Volume 2 coming out. Things are already in place. And I've also got a bunch of other projects. Some secret at the moment, some still in the planning stages, but there's quite a lot happening. And not just for me, but other people are going to come under the Horrific Publishing brand. I'll leave it at that. But what that means is I have a responsibility then to make this thing a success because it's not just about me. For example, with this, it's not Colin Martin, it's authors have contributed, authors have put their name, authors have put their work. Therefore, I have a responsibility to get this out there, help raise their profile because they have trusted me with the work. It's come together in this, and I don't want to make an absolute hash of it. Hope that sort of makes sense. So, with that comes research, study, trying to figure out how this whole thing works. But more importantly, how this whole thing works without being a scumbag. I think you're all familiar. There's that many scams and people out there that will happily approach you to provide a service, take your money off you, and then disappear in the wind and leave you hanging. And you've even seen it with publishers as well that they won't pay authors for their work. They mess them about ad nauseum. I mean, there's loads of horror stories. If you've seen my interviews with creators, you've heard some of the horror stories that happen. Just people getting screwed about. And I always promise myself I'm going to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So part of this is me then making an effort to learn and experience these things and pass on my experience. Like if I learn something and anyone that's worked with me understands that, I don't hoard knowledge. I don't see the point in it. I don't need to screw someone else over for me to be a success. That's always been my thing. If someone is associated with me and they do better than me, fantastic. Because somewhere along the line, that gets paid back. So I have no qualms about lifting someone else up, pushing them above myself, and watching them soar. Because I'll just carry on at my trajectory, plug away at what I'm meant to be doing. And that's been my whole mindset. And to be honest, as with life, I've had ups and downs, but I've been pretty consistent. And people who know me know what they're dealing with. Now, this thing, it just so happened it was in the area, it was easy to get to. It's a free event. We'll get on to that. A full day workshop, which is still taking place right now because I left early because fuck that. Um, this thing is still going on as we speak. God. So this is entrepreneurs. Now there's a whole Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, scam, whatever you want to call it. If you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to be a creator and make it your full-time work, or at least make it pay for itself. It's the same with the anything with the title indie in front of it as well, indie filmmaking, indie publishing, right? There is no shortage of scammers out there, people that are just happy to rinse you. They will take your money and they will disappear, and they don't even bat an eyelid. I encountered that for real today. I mean, there's one thing hearing about it, there's one thing watching videos of it, and other people talking about it. There's one thing actually going to one of these events and seeing it live. And my concern and thing, it's almost like a pseudo religious experience. That's what they're trying to bring. And you see people getting sucked in. Like, you legit see people, their eyes glaze over. They're about to say hallelujah. That's what and it's these sort of people who are vulnerable to this sort of parasite. And that's the only way to describe it. Now, I'm not going to name names. I was thinking about it. I've taken a load of have a load of tabs open here of the particular event and the person, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to get into shit and back and forward and stuff. You see this thing, you know what it is. It's been talked about. There's a hang on. No food. It was at a hotel. If you wanted food, you went to the bar. That was the thing. I left at the lunch break because, it was just obvious what the thing was, even from early on. Start at 9:30. It finishes at 17:30. There's a 15-minute break just before lunchtime. Like, I mean, 15-minute break, and then it's like 20 minutes before the actual lunch break. And that was to give people what they wanted was somebody to leave. I understand what the thing was. It's that person left, they didn't come back. And the whole thing's this is a machine. Like, this is a tried and test formula. And there's a guy I followed for years. I still do. In fact, I even messaged him before this event to see if this particular person was on his radar. A guy called Mike Winnett, who does the Entrepreneur series. Hence the thumbnail. If you check the thumbnail, that's, this guy specializes in exposing these sort of people. And he has a thing called Entrepreneur Bingo. And holy shit, I think I got like the first line like within half an hour into it. It's so blatant. I think that's what gets me. The thing is so blatant and open there that they know what they're there to do. But I suppose that's like, if you think about the scam emails and stuff, they're so badly written, it's deliberately done so because they're looking for a particular person. They're looking for an emotion-led person. Not that I don't have emotions, but I try not to lead them or let them lead me in certain areas. In areas I have, and it's blew up my face. I'm human at the end of the day. How to put this? They know who they're looking for. They know the sort of person they want to suck in to this thing. They're selling courses. Okay, so they're selling a course. That's what this is all about. This is to get you to sign up to pay for a course. And then I've heard about this loads of times that the people that do get involved, it's that, the Emperor's new clothes. Nobody wants to say that the Emperor's naked. They don't want to be the person to say it. And nobody wants to say they've been taken for a ride. So they get trapped in this and then they keep paying and paying, thinking it's going to pay them back. Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, it's all that. The whole thing is very deliberate. You go in, registration was 9, so in there, people are milling about. I went and got myself a cup of coffee, and you can see they have the hype man. This guy is going, and I'm telling you, if you ask me to draw a corn artist, like a used car salesman, the dodgy one, this was this guy. Ill-fitting, skinny fit suit jacket, what do you call that? Like Under Armour type stuff. It's a weird setup he had, but if you were looking at a con man, that was him. And he had the microphone, so it goes over the ear, that, one of them. So this is the first thing. They have the hype man. The purpose of them is to get you for the main speaker. You all ready? Yay. And this sort of stuff like, okay, raise your hand if you want to make millions of pounds. Raise your hand if you want to be a success today. Raise your hand. And it's all brainwashing. It's, oh, I don't see you raising your hand. Is there something wrong with your arm? It's proper cult-like behavior. Oh my God. I'm lucky that I'm such a stubborn bastard. I really am. I'm lucky that I'm just pig-headed and stuff like that. My brain goes, no. So I'm not good at religions and stuff for, being one of the herd, because my brain just doesn't think like that. I would love to just be able to blindly follow. I really would, but that's not how I'm built. Useful for things like this, because I didn't get rinsed 967 quid, but we'll get down to that. But also the fact that you just, so much in life is people, that's how you get mobs. The mobs carrying the pitchforks and the burning torches don't think. The person that's pointing in them in whatever direction, they're the thinkers. The people who just want the, and we'll see it on a daily basis. So there was roughly, I would say, 50 to 60 people. Funny enough, it was brought up as we went in that, we normally do larger events, 100, 200, and you're lucky that it's such a small venue. And they say how they target us, they use social media, which is true. I was looking at marketing, I was looking at advertising, just tips and pointers. I'm not like, I'm trying to sell books at the end of the day. I'm trying to get more viewers onto this podcast. I'm not not hiding that fact. I'd love more people to come on board. I love it when people get involved in the chat and get involved and this thing gets bigger. And then I get to help more independent creators when we talk and we interact. You've seen the whole journey of this thing's been going since its 5th year now. You've seen the journey and you've seen us grow, and it's great feeling, and it's good to have that bit of life and buzz. Like, why bother doing it if you're just going to scream into the ether? We all want to interact and connect. But I have books to sell, and I've got a responsibility for my authors to get them out there via the anthologies and other projects that are in the pipeline. Keep an eye out, obviously, because we've got quite an exciting year ahead. That's the thing. This is aimed at the desperate. This is aimed at people with low self-esteem. This is people with self-doubt. Now, I'm not a braggart. I'm not a know-it-all. That's why I'm in this position. I'm trying to learn something that I haven't done a lot of. Obviously, I know how to make videos. I know how to talk. I'm not afraid of this thing. Blah, blah, blah. I can engage with people, can meet them face to face. Plus, I was sick and tired of online courses. I wanted to go something live for once and actually interact with humans, if that makes sense. Because there's only so much of this staring in front of a screen you can do before you start going a bit potty. It really does. You need a balance. That's what life's all about. So I was curious. Put it like this: I knew exactly what this thing was, and the reason why I knew what this thing was because I watched the Mike Winnett videos, and the Entrepreneur Bingo is fantastic. You ever watch his videos? Hang on, I'll share a screen here. So this thing's make myself bigger. Not make me go up. No. Come on. There we go. There we go. Up, 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 up. Can you see that? Right. So this is the whole entrepreneur formula on Mike Winnett's channel. You check him out on YouTube. He's hilarious, by the way. And it's all about sucking people in, and they're looking for, yeah, you're feeling desperate, you're feeling, overwhelmed, you want to, you feel like you're not worthy. That's what they're banking on. What do we have, right? Fake social proof, live testimonials. We'll have that. Okay, so there's previous customers of, I'm now making six figures. It's always telephone numbers as well. Like, for me initially to make this thing succeed, I don't need to be earning a lot. In fact, none of it's going into my pocket, by the way. It's all to fund the next project. That's what my plan is for this year is previous project funds next, and then eventually build it up. I don't want to do things in a rush because I need time as well to get my head around it. I don't need to be earning six figures in the space of 3 months because I'll splurge it up the wall and I'll just get overwhelmed. I need to see realistic growth so I can measure myself how things are working. So you could drop £1 million on me tomorrow, it would do me no good. Drop £1 million on me, 5 years' time, it would have been building up that, fair enough. But uh they always talk in telephone numbers. It's never you can get a couple of hundred. It's you've seen these scams as well. You've seen the online gambling stuff. It's never like you can win 50 quid, 100 quid, 200 quid. It's always thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions. That's the pure emotional drive. They're figures that are hard to comprehend. And that's what they're banking on. But we had this low value product. They did that too. So they went, it was just before we went for lunch, and I think the purpose of lunch break and it being so late in the day is they want to get rid of people like me who aren't going to give them money, and they want to get the ones in, the ones that are coming back. Because if you think about it, lunch was from half one to two, half one to half two. So basically, they've got the last like 2 hours of the session to really, they've got the true believers. The value stack, they've done that. For today, we've got this, boom, 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 all that. It was all there. Like, this was so by the numbers. Um, it's amazing to see it play out real. Fake discounted price, they did that. So they listed all this stuff. They did the value stack. You get this, and you get this, and you get this, and this adds on to this, and this adds on to that. It comes to 18,000, blah, 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 blah. We'll give you for 967. The first 7 people, they did it once. They did it in the morning, the first 5 people, and then it was the first 7 people before lunch, and everyone had the clap when the ones that signed up. You ever seen, no, I did this once in Las Vegas, one of them timeshare things I got dragged into, and it was the same thing. Somebody signed up for a timeshare, they rung a bell, and everyone's like, yay! It's proper proper cult material. NLP, I can't remember what that is. Fake scarcity, yeah. There's only so many of these digital products available. It's a digital product. It's not physical. It's a digital product, but there's only so many available. Get in quick. Listen, there away, many. Yeah. I'm just saying it's true. It is true though. It sounds counterproductive, but look at YouTubers in the beginning, the ones that got really quick, really, really big, really fast, and now they're broken because they didn't earn it. They didn't go through the grind. It just came to them. They got sponsored, and there's certain YouTubers who are in a lot of trouble right now for doing naughty things. If that makes sense, I'll not name names again because I don't want their legal teams coming after me. Who that exactly happened to, and it broke their brains. So it might sound counterproductive, but it isn't. I know what I mean. Plants. I don't know if there was any plants in the audience. Funny enough, there was the option to be VIP for the small price of £27. You could be in the VIP, get in the VIP lanyard with a little baggie, and you could sit in the front row, and they'll give you lunch. Although I paid £4 for a cup of coffee and a packet of crisps. So actually 27 quid wasn't too bad considering them hotel prices. Anyway, I ended up in the front row anyway. I got guided up the front row. It was hilarious. So I'm sitting next to these people with all the lanyards on who've just paid 27 quid, and I'm sitting there just. And the thing is, they don't know because the ones at the front don't know. So they're just treating me like I'm one of the rubes that's paid the money. Fucking hilarious. Absolutely priceless. Targeted ads on social media. Yeah, that's what got me. And it was fair enough. Local and free, and I had the day off, so I was going to do it. And plus, I'm in the I'm in the mode of I'm running ads at the moment. I'm trying to promote the book, trying to promote this. I want you to buy it. That's why I'm there. That's why I'm here doing all this stuff because I'm trying to figure out a good social media strategy rather than just torturing people who are already here. I want to reach new people, and even if you're not interested in the podcast side of things, if there's readers out there who just want the book, that's fair enough. That's what I'm trying to do is maybe separate the two a bit and bring them together so that, like I said, when I'm on doing the podcast, that's what I'm doing the focus, and I'm not just here to talk about the book. Obviously, there's times like the celebration streams where they come together. But yeah, target ads on social media, got that. Decision fatigue, that's one that did that. You have 5 seconds to make a decision. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they kept doing that. Get you to commit. Do you hands up if you want to earn, hands up if you want to, make six figures, hands up if you want to do that, and they keep saying, opportunities at the back of the room. That's where their team sitting with their little pads to sign you up. Everybody look at the back opportunities at the back of the room. Now, what they did was the person that runs this wasn't actually at the event. That was one of the big red flags. Is the person selling this is well known in this sort of field. Now, I didn't know who he was. I looked them up, to get a bit of thing, and they've done all interviews with big people and well known people and actors and Hollywood people and well known professionals here. I mean, they're big noise. They've done that. So that's their social proof. They're shaking hands with all these famous people. You've seen it before. Like I said, there's loads of con artists that do this sort of thing. So that was interesting because his picture, his face is everywhere in this event, all the little pop-up stand things, but he didn't actually run it. And I twigged on about 10 o'clock. I mean, this thing started at 9. At about 10 o'clock, I'm sort of going, this guy isn't waiting in the wings. He's not going to be here. And I'm talking to a couple of guys in the front. They're like, no, you're joking. I'm like, no, and I'm guaranteed you. Within, what was it, about 45 minutes, I'm like, right, £3,000, back of the room, £3,000. Back of the room, you're going to be asked for £3,000, but you're going to get it discounted. No, 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 no. Like, it's so blatant, but you can tell the people that they're sucking in, and it's shit because that's somebody might be putting their life savings. Somebody might be thinking this is their only chance. This is the only way they're going to learn. And once again, it's this whole telephone number things. If I must make a million, I must make this. No, if you're successful, if you put, first of all, if you create and you put something out there, you've succeeded. But secondly, you then have a realistic, how much have I put in? When am I getting that money back? And you sort of claw it back that way, have a plan. This idea of it must be immediate, like straight away, that's that instant click society we have today. And people have been conditioned to think that it must be immediate. Overnight success. 4 years, we're still a small channel, but I'm a hell of a lot bigger than 6 months ago. Well, because it's not a me thing. It stopped being a me thing about a year and a half ago, to be honest. Because if it wasn't for my co-hosts, this would not be anywhere as fun or as vibrant. It would be a hollow experience. But in the last 6 months, like this channel has jumped, and that's just with plugging away and just organically making, focusing on what you're doing and not getting caught up with the algorithm or worrying about that sort of stuff. And they're playing that too with us. So we've got that. Persuasion, the hype man is about talking to people and they know who to target. They're looking you in the eyes and they're looking for, they know what they're trying to hone in on, vulnerabilities. Like these are sharks. There's no if buts or maybes about it. These people are they're well honed in their craft. Say them up, but they've just absolutely no soul or they've no conscience whatsoever. Uh Wishful identification, can't remember what that one is. I suppose that's all about seeing the people that have, the success stories and all that kind of stuff. Established authority. Yep, they're all very much, I'm in charge. I run the show. Nobody nobody talks over the top of me. Don't have conversation. That was a big thing. I didn't want people having conversations. All very much be here. I'm the big boss. And they're all ready for they almost want a confrontation because they're so practiced in it that they want to make a wee kid out of somebody. Now I was lucky enough that I didn't actually, there wasn't anybody there that gave them the opportunity. It was quite a docile group, I would say. And they use that as well. If you're sort of sitting back and not raising your hand and saying, yeah, they're pointing people out. That whole thing was shaming. Do you not want to earn six figures? Do you not want to be a success? What? Do you not want to be? Why are you here? Do you not want to do this? They really do. It's horrible. Like seriously, it is cult material. It's like cult behavior. All they had to do was give us robes. Do you know what I mean? And lay out an altar, and little cups with funny colored drink in it. Um, it is exactly that sort of behavior. And I think the reason for it being so long, like at the end of the day, this is a sales pitch. This is an all day sales pitch. It's not a course. It's not a workshop. It's nobody gets to talk to each other. Nobody gets to talk because you have to be focused, and that's what they're doing. They're drumming India, and they're going about, and they're almost stalking around the place, making sure that you're, the whole raising your hand thing, and the step up and stretch. I mean, you don't get to just sit back and spectate. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to have side conversations. You're not. I mean, they are on it, and the whole point is repetition. Back of the room's opportunity. 5 seconds to make a decision. £3,000. To put that figure, if you paid £3,000 to be here, would you do this? Would you do that? You turn up, and everyone's turned up in time. Everyone's well dressed. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to hint that you wouldn't, But it's that whole thing of mind condition. £3,000 back of the room. £3,000 back of the room. This thing comes to 18,000. Blah 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 blah. You're getting it for 967. 5 seconds to make a decision. Do it now. Yeah, oh, fucking hell! It is brutal. It is something to witness this firsthand. Anyway, I suppose here's what I've learned. I took notes. And actually, sometimes they're saying, take notes. Right? They're actually going, right, write this down. Outcome GPS, know where you want to be, sort of thing. Master social media so you can. These are all buzzwords that are thrown about. The marketing recipe. Gut action. That's the 5 second. If your gut's telling you got to do this, your gut's telling you £3,000 back of the room, opportunities at the back of the room. If your gut's telling you this, you've got 5 seconds to make a decision. Boom, and he'd slap a chair every so often. Big boof, just to emphasize the point. And you can see people, and they're getting hyped up, they're getting wound up, and they're getting into it. And you could, I literally watch the eyes glaze over of some folks. I thought of nothing else to be a chance to sort of interact, get a wee bit of networking going, with sort of business people in the area, see what was about. I did. I even got these made up. to hand out, which I'm actually quite proud of. And I did. There's somebody has a her her son is a horror filmmaker, so bing. Come on the channel and talk to me. So it'll be interesting if they do get in touch, and then I can explain about the event that I met his mum at. I hope that person does get in touch with me, and I hope I do get them on the show because that'll be fantastic. That would just be glorious. And if anyone's watching, if anyone that did get one of these cards and they're watching right now, I hope you didn't pay £967. I really hope you didn't. I hope a lot of yous, that didn't leave with our crowd at lunchtime as we're all muttering in the car park going, nah, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? What else we got? Get opportunity. You take opportunities. That's all that you take. You go for it. You do this. Do you know what? It'd be worth a few hours spending just in that thing if I got somebody in the show, and that'd be something to have a laugh about, honestly. Treat business like a hobby. Treat business like a no, it's if you treat it like a hobby, you'll get the income of a hobby. You treat it like a business, you get it like a business. Part of the reason I created Horrific Productions Limited was to get out of that mindset of just throwing a few quid here, a few there, it'd be nice. I wanted that actual separation and not things going through my bank account. I wanted that separation of, okay, this is the business, this is my budget, this is what I gotta make back. So I had goals and it's completely separate from me. And partly to get that focus, especially when the reason I decided to set up Horrific Publications, which is all part of, this is all now part of Horrific Productions Limited, the Horrific Podcast, Horrific Publications, is all part of the family. But the reason I decided to do it was I wanted to be part of the solution, not the problem. When you see authors struggling to get stuff out there, there's already me going, oh, it must be so terrible. Oh, it must be. If I'm not prepared to step up, and as you know, we've featured over 100 authors at this point in various shapes and forms, interviews, narrated fiction, promotions, and through the first anthology, and now through the second anthology. And we've actually a different group of authors, some regular faces, but a different group of authors for the second one than the first one, which is what I wanted. I don't want just the same people. I want a mix for each of the themes. So that's really exciting. And then, like I said, there's other things happening, which wasn't planned. It was just one of those, let's do it. And like I said, a really exciting year. But the reason I set it up is because it's a glutted market, right? It's hard to do. Books, most people, especially younger people, don't have the attention span of a goldfish. It's not easy. You know what I mean? I could have done clickbait shite. I could sign up with these guys because you could just see the Ponzi scheme because they've talked it themselves. They've all been talked into it. They've joined the Ponzi scheme and now they're trying to get the money back. They're trying to climb up the pyramid and get the money back through commissions that they've spent out themselves. And it's a whole cyclical thing. It's quite disgusting, but it's also offers nothing. It offers nothing but false hope. It's really quite sick. 4.7% of users return to spend money. Every second, 4.7 new people join social media. Fair enough. Message to market match. So they're saying you target, which makes sense. I'm not gonna target this to romance fans or kids. You know what I mean? I'm targeting the horror fans. I'm also targeting the horror fans that appreciate independent productions and like to read. So that's, I know who my audience are. I know who the people that are going to be interested. So I'm not going to be like wasting my time outside of that bubble. Yeah, monetize your social media. That's what this is all about. Not about gaining in, but selling a product or service. Now, this is mainly how will I put this? A lot of people there don't actually have a product to sell. I can pick this up and I can go, I have product, buy it, it's there, go get it, no problem. I can do that. And I wasn't even going to start until I got to that point. There's no point looking at marketing and social media if you don't actually have something to offer. It's the same as we have the merchandise store, and I also feature other people that are involved. You get the chance to buy their work. There's no. I've only talked to one person that didn't actually have anything created. That their idea was a concept, and it was one of the most awkward conversations I had because it's nothing. They were just thinking about doing the thing, but it was somebody put me in touch with them. Blah blah blah, and I did the interview, and it was really strange experience. So there's a kind of an understanding on this channel that you need to have something. There's no point. It's like people join writing groups and they're not a writer. They've never written a thing, but they join the groups and they whale in the conversations. The number of people that were in this course hadn't their business set up, and the number of people who wanted to be life coaches, and I had somebody sitting beside me on the same course saying they're a social media marketer and they can market for me. I'm like, we're sitting on the same course. Why would I hire you when I know we're both sitting here and I know as much as you, and the fact that I know this is a scam because I've been, pre-warned about it. I've looked into these things beforehand. It's weird, but that's the sort of people that they get targeted and preyed upon. Oh god, blah 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 blah. Self features, not product, doesn't work. Sell the features of the thing. So, um, this is a book. It has 293 pages. It has a spine and it has a cover. Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Where we'll have 8 tales of paranormal fun and games and various. For example, I'm terrible at this selling stuff, but a group of very talented authors have come together to create our first anthology with theme being hauntings, paranormal activity, but not just that. You can be haunted by other things. Even memories can haunt you. There's quite a lot in here and quite a varied range of topics. That's what this is. So I get that. Some of the stuff it's all buzzwords and common sense that you already know, but no actual. Okay, here's how you. Nobody's ever shown me how to do a Facebook ad to target horror fans specifically. Tony Caro has shown me how to do. He sat down with me off camera for about 3 hours going through Facebook and how to sort of switch it up and some of the tricks he's used. So sorry, I tell a lie there. Very grateful to Tony, and he gave that to me of his time for nothing. Just to help me out because he appreciates what it does do. This is stuff that goes on in the background. For example, Steve helped me out with the whole ISBN thing. Got me started off. Chris has helped me out with Google Ads. Ran a test for me. I didn't ask him to, but he did it to try and do it. This is what happens when you're genuine and you're not trying to scam people. People will give off your time, and vice versa. I'll happily give my time to people and not charge them or try to take advantage of them if they're, but you have to build that trust, don't you? You don't just rock up to somebody, by the way, do this for me. That trust takes ages to build and can be broken like that. One incident or somebody shit stirring, is all it takes to break trust. So you have to be conscious of that. But the thing that's, I wouldn't say that's organic because I like to think I'm somebody with integrity. Anybody that knows me, at least I might be a gobshite, I might be a big mouth, I might be non-PC, but one thing people can at least say is I've got integrity. You know where I'm coming from. I'm not doing the fake smile. I'm not stabbing you in the back because I couldn't be arsed. If I don't like you, you basically don't exist to me. If I don't like what you do, well, I just don't watch or listen or read. I move on. I don't hate watch things because what's the point in that? That's a waste of time and effort. So people that know me know that about me, and those that appreciate come into my circle. Those that don't appreciate that about me don't, and we crack on, and get on with life. So it's not hard, but that's things happen when you have a clear direct trajectory and you have a clear ethos and you have a vision. People latch onto that and understand and become part of it, or they don't. And the same as there's people that have inspired me over the years, and I've reached out to them and got involved with them. And that's how you get collaborations, and that's what it's all about. But it has, I get their thing about their gut instinct. My gut instinct was telling me this. Even if I hadn't been pre warned, and I'd done all this is years ago, by the way. I watched all these videos. It's not like a whole 5 minutes thing. I've been doing the YouTube thing since 2014, just with other podcasts and things I've tried out. So I'm long in the tooth. I'm not just on here for 5 minutes. I've been around for a bit, so I've always been looking and trying to figure out the back end, how things work, and get all the admin sorted out in your vision. And sometimes it takes a while to find it. Even with this podcast has evolved. The vision at the beginning is not the vision now. People look at this and think this is, it all came together in 5 minutes. No, it's been a constant test and adjust. And I've tried things and they haven't worked. And I've tried things and I have. I've tried various formats and various types of content. And the people that like what we do here, they like the live streams, they like the news articles from time to time. They don't like the pre-recorded videos, the scripted stuff. So that's fair enough. The narrated fiction is a come and go. If somebody has something, gets involved now, they get involved. If they don't, they don't. It's a little treat now and again, if that makes sense. Still do it. But that's just been 5 years of this thing evolving. There's lots of buzzwords. Yeah. Market, message, monetize. We also had awareness, accept, action. People need to be aware if you need to. These are all just nothing else. Chat and earn, scripts, consistency, content, manage, connect, instant audience. Yeah, that was the thing they're trying to sell. Instant audience. We'll get you 10,000 followers on your platform within 30 days. Blah, blah, blah. Real people. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. If you're selling courses, you have to do a demonstration of power. I am the big ding dong. If you're doing products, low ticket or free offer, call the action. Do this thing now. Do it. Do the type of clicky things. Call the action. I knew that anyway. Objective orientated. My objective is for you just to buy this book, to earn money to put into the next projects. Thank you very much. So I know that anyway. Take an action without distraction. This is all the preempting. A lot of the stuff's priming you because they knew the hard sell was coming up, and the last 30 minutes of this before lunchtime, well, the whole thing was hard sell, and this stuff was smattered in. But I mean, the last 30 minutes before lunch was they're trying to land that extra wheel. They were really going hard at it. Invest in myself. Oh, yeah, invest in yourself. That was another thing they kept doing. Invest in yourself. Money comes and goes, but time is gone forever. That was the thing they kept doing. Back of the room, £3,000. Invest in yourself. Time is the important thing. Money comes and goes. You can get money, you spend money, but invest in yourself. £3,000. Back of the room. Like, this is Clockwork Orange type shit. Everybody turn around, look at the back of the room. Here lies opportunity. They gave away about 2 books by the main person who never turned up, who runs these courses. And they gave away a calendar. Their thing that you paid 27 quid for was a year planner. I didn't spend as much in mine, but it does the job. So I already have my own. Thank you very much. God, what else? Value provider, problem solver. Oh, yeah, take people off social media. That was actually an interesting one, funnels. So what they're saying is don't just make a social media post to get the likes and follows. Point it towards, like for example, I the ads I'm running at the moment point towards the book, and that's it. It takes you off social media. It takes you to the Amazon page or the Lulu page. So that's that's what it does. That was useful. That's the one useful thing I got from that. But I'm already doing it. You know what I mean? When I tell people about the merchandise, I point to the merchandise store. I don't just tell them about it and go here. When every video has the standard link, so it points. If you want to get the merchandise, if you want to go to your stores and stuff, it's all there in the description. I do that anyway, and then I do specific ads when I want. My problem with the moment at the moment is the way the images are from the merchandise store. This is why I don't plug the merchandise as much. The images of like the t-shirts coming as horrible, shitty but white background, and taking the white background off leaves this fuzzy line, and it really looks awful. And I'm sitting trying to get the eraser to go around it, and it just looks shit, and I don't like it. So that's why I don't do as many product ads, because if they give me a transparent background so I could put it on my own, I'd be happy. And it's not just it's okay, you can get away with the t-shirts, but the other stuff has shadows and stuff on the back, and it just looks when you crop it out, it looks shit. It looks amateurish. So yeah, that's why I don't do them. Retarget, yeah, go back over the same people, all that kind of stuff. And then, oh, you decide what you want to achieve. Pick your platform. Pick one platform that you want to do and make bigger. You want 10,000 more people. And my thing was, I just want, I want the ads to land the right people. So was there a particular setting or something you do? Well, you see me in the t-shirts. You know what I mean? I wear the product t-shirts during the streams most of the time. I've shown this plenty of times. You know, Volume 2 comes out, I'll be doing that. I don't want to be, I said, I put this right at the beginning, I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that every 2 minutes says, you haven't liked and subscribed, you haven't bought my stuff, blah, 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 and not actually do the content. I don't want to do that. That is shit. I've seen that sort of stuff. And if you look on social media, if you look on YouTube and these gurus of how to build your content, it's a whole cyclic thing because they're getting views from people like me in the beginning to try and work out the algorithms, and the algorithms are always changing. That's how they get new videos and stuff. It's always, here's the new algorithms for 2024, 2025. It's always, and you wonder how much of it is an algorithm change or how much of it's them just pretending to shake it up so that you come to the new videos, if that makes sense. One thing I have learned to be a creator is you got to be consistent. Okay, you can't be canceling streams all. So we put out streams basically every other day. Between everybody, there's a stream on the channel every other day. Life happens. People understand that. So sometimes the stream has to be cancelled or put forward. But if you're doing that all the time, then nobody trusts you. If you're not, for example, if I do like 3 streams and then you don't hear from me for 5 weeks and then I do another stream, you're not going to be interested. That's the whole point. If I do news articles and it's like 10 weeks out of date, not really interesting, is it? That's the kind of thing. Be consistent, be just up to date. I've actually pared back on social media. For example, you'll notice I'm not putting the short videos up anymore because they're a waste of time. I'm spending more time editing and creating them, and nobody's watching them. So what's the point? It's not even me throwing teddy bear in the corner. It's me going, that's time I'm spending on that doesn't need to be, because all I'm doing is uploading, and I've cut down all the platforms that I was uploading the videos to. So I've dropped a load of platforms because locals, for example, nobody goes there. BitChute, there's no engagement. I get more views per video, but their upload, you can't schedule uploads, and their platform's actually crap to work with the back end, so it's more of a hassle. And plus, if I do, you know me, I like long form content. I want to get deep into topics. Even doing this could have been a 5 minute rant. That's not how I operate. I want to actually think things through. I want to talk about the experience. I want to get into the bones. I want to do long form stuff. That's what this channel is. We want to go on tangents. We want to have like proper nerd fest and stuff, and like look up little things while we're here. I'm not about sound bites. So if you're coming to a channel like this looking for that, you're going to be very disappointed. I'm not into that 30-second, no attention span, deadhead. Don't come here. You're not going to get that experience. We like to go into things. We like to theorize. We like to sort of look at the background, especially if there's a movie and it hasn't done well, why, and you find out your stuff's went on in the background. We want to sort of pick that apart as we're thinking about it, and it might lead up, especially a live conversation. You don't know where it's going to go, and that's part of the fun, and that's the sort of content I want to do. So the short videos aren't really fitting in with the style of this channel. The original newsletters were videos, but nobody was watching them. I'd done them initially as a bonus for people to sign up to the email list, but to be honest, nobody was bothering with them, and then I made them generally available, and nobody really jumped on board. So there's something I was wasting my time doing, where now I just send out the email and it's a web page, and you can see what the upcoming streams are if you're not on this platform. So I've progressed and learned from you guys what you watch and what you don't watch. I've sort of got a bit of an idea of the content you enjoy. This isn't a gaming channel. We do gaming on it, but it's not a gaming channel. So I don't get the gaming crowd, and that's fine. It's okay as a wee bit of a novelty, but this is a discussion channel, so I know what I am. We discuss movies, we discuss art, we discuss independent creators, the actual process. This is part of this, believe it or not. Me going to this event as a creator, and it doesn't matter whether you're a horror creator or not, the experience was the same. So I'm going to this as a horror creator, trying to find a better way. If I came back from this buzzing with loads of advice, what I got, I'd be honest, telling you, going, oh, this is great. I did this and I did that, and bloody hell, that was fantastic. And if it comes in your area, jump on it, for free. I would be doing that. The reason I'm doing this is I don't want to see people getting rinsed for no reason, because I've went through that. Oh my God, this is overwhelming. What the hell do I do? And the thing I learned myself was not to worry about it. That's the wrong thing to worry about. The thing to worry about is, can you sit here and can you actually talk about what you talk about? Are you that invested? If you remember the workshop I was invited to do for reviewers, how to become a reviewer, I think a lot of people on that couldn't get their head around that. I wasn't going to tell you, you tick this box, you tick that box, you tick the other. I was trying to explain to people about the mindset. And it's about having the right mindset and being passionate about what you're talking about. And you know me, I am passionate about creativity. I'm passionate about nurturing that spark. I want more creators, not less. The reason being is that makes us all better. You don't know, unless you try, you don't know what idea you have out there that could inadvertently spark something great. We don't know. But the more I'm seeing imagination, for example, getting closed down, and the corporate sludge of beigeness and just by the book and paint by numbers stuff that is so rigid and uninventive, you're actually seeing the knock-on effect. I'm seeing youngsters today can't function. They legit can't tie their own shoelaces. And that's not me being hyperbolic. I've seen them struggle. And it's not good. And it's all about the human condition. Is we are imaginative creatures. That's what makes us problem solve. That's what makes us inventive. That's what makes the engineering feats. You have to start somewhere. You have to try and put the bit of stick on this and watch it fall over. It's the same with doing this stuff. You gotta do it. You can't navel gaze your way to be a content creator. You can't navel gaze. You gotta just do it, and you'll fail. you'll get things wrong, but the important thing is that you're only going to refine your art by practicing. And if you look at my first streams, the obviously the really crap ones have been hidden because of the connection issues and software issues. But if you look at some of my first reviews and how awkward and stunted I was on camera and feeling a bit like Bunny in the Headlamps as I got my head around it, I'm not saying here I'm perfect. There's still areas I want to get better at. I would love to get better at narrating things on camera so that I don't look as if I'm reading from a page. I'm really good at doing this off the cuff stuff, but I'd like to do more sort of scripted things just to do it, just to enhance my skill set for no other reason and see what I can do with that. Um, yeah, we all learn and grow, and those that are prepared to share information, they're the best type. Though there's people that will happily share information with you, and if they'll come up with tips and tricks, will happily share them with you. And those people are to be nurtured because that's what gets us all through it. And then if you have information, don't be afraid to share either. This whole holding on, it's mine. That's what these people do. We have the secret, and you'll only find it out if you pay me. And it's always stupid amounts of money. It's never like the guy tried to get me to pay him 27 quid because I showed him my ad because I'm playing the game. And plus, I wasn't even speaking to him. By the way, Horrific Tales Volume 1. Yes, that's what I want. What I want to do is sell Horrific Tales Volume 1. I said that about 7 or 8 times. Every time for some reason, he kept coming back to me. I don't know why. Because surely he was able to spot a gobshite. I kind of emanate that energy. But yeah, I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to the audience in case I met someone. And sure enough, like I said, somebody turned out to have a horror creator. So it worked. It was an interesting experience. Just put it like that. We'll wrap this up because it's nearly an hour. I thought this might have been like a 20-minute thing. I've kind of went on a bit. But it does. It brings things, I guess, do bring out emotions. It rubbed me up the wrong way. I'm just lucky that I knew what I was getting into. I was already preempted because I researched this stuff. Always research. Never take anything anybody tells you as the gospel truth. Research. Get opposing ideas and techniques and tactics and stuff. There's no just one way. If you've seen the interview series, I've like how many interviews have I done now? A couple hundred. There's thousands of videos on this channel. You know what I mean? This is the stage I'm at. I can't even. There's even content I can't even remember doing. That's just been at this that long. But there's no one way to do things. There's no magical formula. Everything is tweaked, and there's general ways to do things, but everyone has an individual sort of process or a thing that works for them or a thing that resonates with their people, because we all have our own people that appreciate what we do. And by doing this and being, once again, having that integrity, the people know what you're about, you will attract the right sort that get you. But your pattern isn't the same as somebody else's pattern, or the way you market things isn't the same as somebody else's. It's an individual journey. And talking to filmmakers, talking to authors, everyone keeps asking either or, is it either or? And the answer is no. It's a combination. One will work for somebody, another will work for somebody else. There's success stories in every every method of getting your work out there. There's success stories. So each one has validity. The question is which one suits you and how can you make that particular way work for you? And also there's the possibility of doing hybrid, methods. And I know that's getting a bit more complicated, but I've talked to people as well that do that. So they've got involved with traditional studios, but they also do their own projects. And that's fine too. There's no absolute truth of this is the one way to do things. You know what I mean? These people were trying to make this a religious experience. They were trying to go, we are the one way. And if you don't give us money, who will you give your money to? That was one of the parting shots before lunch. You may as well give your money to us, because who else are you going to, give it to help you? You can't do this without our help. That was, back of the room, £3,000, 5 seconds to think about it, go with your gut. For flip's sake, uh, uh, it was proper Clockwork Orange type stuff. Look at the back of the room, look at the screen, clap your hands, raise your arm. Simon Says. Oh boy, but there you go. There was that. I was sitting thinking about this. Yeah, about 34 minutes, and I said, "Do you know what? I'm doing a stream. I'm going to talk about it. It's important." So even if you're not a horror fan and you happen to come across this video, this applies to you as well. If you're a creator, you don't necessarily have to be a horror creator to get scammed. In fact, I was probably the only horror creator in the room, which is normal. Let's be honest. There's people normally just revulsed at horror. Like anytime I've been on, especially during lockdown, I went on a load of courses, and the minute you tell people you're into horror, worst ever. That's fair enough. You can be silly about that if you want. But yeah, this applies. I mean, there's no quick fix. Nobody's going to wave a magic wand. You just got to muddle through. And yeah, spend a bit of money on ads, find out what works, what doesn't. Don't spend loads. Do a few quid here, a few quid there, and just find out what works for you. And then when it works, repeat that process until it doesn't work. And then do it, do something else, have a look. It's same as making your content, test and adjust, put it out there, see what the reaction is. Sometimes it'll be a bad one. That's part of the process of growing, isn't it? Same as my writing, put a bit of writing out there. Not everybody likes my stuff. Some people absolutely love it. Some people are meh. That's, at least I'm doing it. And I always say to anyone else, at least you're doing it. Don't be afraid of the troll or the negative review. And it's the same as, don't be afraid of losing a wee bit of money, but don't let somebody rinse you. Do not put money that you need for pay your bills first. Keep a roof over your head. Keep food in your belly. Keep clothes in your back. Do not do anything that will jeopardize that. You hear these stupid stories of All In and Rags to Riches and stuff, but that's, if you have to grow slowly, if you have limited income and you have to grow slowly, then grow slowly. If you have a bit of extra money after you've sorted your life out, and make sure you've got a roof over your head, etc., and not put a negative impact in your life, then you can go a bit deeper. Just scale it up appropriately. Let's see what was saying, Chris. Listen to these number of YouTube. Oh, by the way, everyone else, and don't be afraid to talk to me here. That's the whole point of doing this live. You can join in. See, there's quite a few is on. So, if you're on the Facebook group, just leave a comment under the video. It pops up here. If you're on Twitch, just use or YouTube, just use the comment section in case you're not aware. Speaking from the point of view, convey opinions in a fun way. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's it. As long as you know, I think if you know that person has integrity and actually believes what they're saying, and they're not just saying it. And these people they were predators, really were. Yeah, and at the end of the day, what did it cost me? I had the day off. Rather than me just sitting in front of a screen in front of me in my own head, worrying about things, I went out to do this thing, and I was fully intending not to pay for anything that day. Doesn't matter how good it was, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to go away and think about it anyway, because that's what you do. You take the information because you're getting information overload, and that's part of the process as well. Information overload, that you can't process anything, but you need to sign up, do it now, £3,000, back of the room, 5 seconds to make a decision. Raise your right hand if you want to make loads of money. You know what I mean? There was no way I was handing over a penny. But I handed out a few of these. So I got these made up, and obviously I want to start going to conventions. That's a plan for 2026. So these won't go to waste. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? To me, it wasn't a waste of time. Plus, I got to make content. So I spent, it's equivalent to watching a TV show or half a TV show. You know, that's the time I spent there. And I didn't spend the full day. I left at lunchtime because there was nothing else. It was just going to be more of the same after it, except the new after lunch, they got rid of people like me, and the ones left behind to be the true believers. So there's, yeah, it's after 6 now. Yeah, there's people heading home now with their bank accounts a lot lighter, and they're now sucked in. I hope it works out for them. I do. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. And I hope the people that spent that money and got sucked in manage to turn around and make it work for them. Because nothing worse than the feeling of being scammed or robbed or, used, lied to. We all know that those things are distasteful. They provoke a gut reaction in us all. We know that. And nobody wants that. It's not nice. That's how wars start. That's how that's how people get stabbed. That's how fights break out. It's something simple, but betrayal is horrible, as we all know. So I hope those people don't end up feeling betrayed that did decide to go ahead and get sucked in. And I know there's at least 12, because there's 12 people signed up before lunchtime on the spot. So we'll see how it goes anyway. But there you go. I'll wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Just thought I'd share it. May as well share my experience. Let me know what you think. If you're coming to us after the live event, have you been in one of these things? Have you ever been suckered into anything? I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts. The only way we can make people more aware, the only reason people do this is because they make money. And the only way to stop it is to make people more aware and not be as susceptible. And as independent creators, the only thing we can do is work together. No infighting, no bitching. If you don't like what somebody does, just don't watch. But keep the infighting and the bitching and stuff out of it. Leave that for other genres. They can do that. Sci-fi does that. That's their whole base. Fantasy does that. Normie shit does that. They do all the fighting and bitching and getting on. I like to think we're already weirdos in horror. We get it. We're used to being outcasts. So let's not fight amongst each other and just raise each other up and help each other out when we can. If you have somebody on your podcast or you go on theirs, if you've got more subscribers than somebody and you go on their podcast to bring a few of yours across, go and do it. Vice versa. You give somebody a mention, you share their project, you give them, bring them on for a chat. It's easy to do. Give them a shout out. Let's help each other out and just find our way in the world of creation and get out there. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for that. Until next time, keep up to the channel, do the type of tricky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.